Hi everyone, Ron back here again. Haven't done much lately. I've been too busy. What we've basically been up to is digging trenches everywhere, literally kilometres worth of them. We have been filling some in as we've been going, where and when we've been able to, waiting on gear to arrive, shortages of stuff or supply issues, which I think has been plaguing the globe. As you can see here at the moment on our main big trench that comes all the way from down the front, nearly 200 metres away, we've dug a trench here that's anywhere between minimum a metre through to 1500 deep. And what we've got in there is the main cables, the three-phase power cables, which are these big black ones across there. These big black ones, just to give you an idea of how big they actually are. Now they're aluminium cables, they're not actually copper ones. They're 240 millimetres square, which is what's required. Basically, when we put it into the trench, oh go on Shimba, help fill the hole in. We've got 100 mil of sand at the bottom, cables, 100 mil of sand above the actual cables themselves. Put a bit of fill in, then we've got the hard barrier down there where Shimba's quite adequately pointing out. That stuff's got to be 5-10 millimetres thick, and it comes in massive big long rolls, very heavy that stuff. So it comes through and up to here. At the moment, yes, we've got lots of rocks in there which I have to dig back out between us walking around and the dogs. That's gone back in. But this is where the actual main power distribution will be. You can see I've got other conduits here and another one down there. The one down there, which is a 50 mil PVC conduit, goes up to the house. Again, when you walk around the corner, because Shimba's down there at the main intersection, you can see it going down around the corner there. But you can also see the smaller one going the other direction. And again, that trench is in excess of a metre deep. But in that trench itself, we're also going to have water, and you can see the big drainage pipe there. When we start catching the water off of the roof, it'll come all the way down to the 250,000 litre water tank, which you would have seen getting put in. We're also in the process of putting in, once I clean it all up again, it is a mess, but it is what it is. It's a progress still happening. There's going to be a nice, neat little shed here. I've got to run a cable and some conduit into there as well for the three-phase generator. There'll be the generator and some fuel housed in there and that as well. Across into this container is where we've got the freeze dryer, the fridges, the freezers and all the other stuff that's, and as far as the eye can see in the 40-foot container. We've got to go through and to hello girls, each container we've got a distribution box. And as it goes through, basically the electrician's got to come in and fix all this sort of stuff up. But light switch, power points accordingly in each and every container. And we have 5 containers here, and we've got to go through and put trenching all the way through, and each container here will have a line go through to it, and again, where all the tools and everything are. And again, it's still not neat and tidy yet because I'm still unpacking tools. I'm still putting stuff back in the spots where I can find stuff, and it's a process. Although I think this process is going to take us quite some time to come yet. So as it goes along, again, we're in the process of also putting water through and more conduits and stuff like that. Some little wash basins in either section where we'll eventually have a shed over the top of all of this. But again, it will take some time because the shed that'll go over this will be something like nearly 25 metres across and approximately 20 metres in diameter as well, and up to about 3.5 metres high, maybe 4 metres high. And we'll slope that backwards, and it'll also run into the drainage and also go through to fill up the 250,000 litre water tank. But anyway, that's it for now. We'll do a little bit more soon enough. It is what it is. It's been very sporadic for us at the moment. We haven't had a chance to do much of anything except dig trenches, head down, bum up. Okay, bye for now. digging for gold? Eh? Did you find a big rock? Good girl. Did you get a big rock? Good girl. Big rock. It's out. She's still digging for gold. Okay, just a quick one. I've still got some trench open down that end. I've got to get a bit closer and do some other stuff, but as it goes along, the last barrier tape that goes across the top, which goes all the way down the paddock and out and around to the front, is approximately 250 to 300 millimeters deep all the way, give or take a bit. I'm not going to get in there with a ruler, but anyway, so we've got the 100 mil of sand under the cable. The cable went in, 100 mil of sand went over that. Then we've got anywhere between 300 and 400 between the next hard layered plastic. And then we've got the rest of the trenching from there through to here, which is in some aspects, you know, a foot odd or so, 2 feet, something like that. I mean, the trench was, the shallowest was a metre all the way through to 1400 deep. So it goes all the way down and through the front, but I'll go do a quick shot from down the front too. Okay, from way up the paddock, around the corner, and all the way up to the other end. So as you can see, and that end's still open up there, obviously, because we're going to go from the trench through and up to the pole, and all the rest of the cables down there in the paddock. So again, same scenario, at least 200 millimeters deep underneath the actual ground level is where it's at. Okay.
We've been waiting for this day for a while.
Okay everyone, we're here way down the front of the block getting the power finally put on, second attempt here. We've got Tasnet on the outside of the fence line, and we've got the electrician on our side here. We're just waiting for some measurements to come back from Tasnet so we can finish cutting the three-phase power connection for the cables themselves. We've got big rolls here, but we didn't know exactly, you know, how long it was to be to go up to the pole, so they're giving us those measurements. Now we've got 5 or 6 or so crews working up and down the line itself, because they had to replace all the insulators on top of the tops of the power lines. Now the power pole that's out the front there that they are replacing was put in 1964, so it's just a tad old. But what they've realised is the whole entire stretch from where the front of the block is all the way towards Savage River area there has got to have all those power poles replaced. Now, we're getting 3-phase on because the difference between single phase and 3-phase for connection to us was nothing, to be honest, and all we actually had to do is get another mains cable for us on our side of the deal to run in. So we've got 4 massive big cables running all the way up to the house pad. And later on, we'll have Aurora come through to connect up and check the connections on our side of the deal to make sure it's all done. So you've got Tasnet on the outside of the fence, you've got our electrician on the inside of the fence, and then all the way up at the meter box, you've got Aurora, who was the power supplier for this area, and that as it goes through. Down here in Tasmania, there's a number of different suppliers here and available, and you can sort through to see which one suits you. Unlike a few other places around Australia, you only get generally, like up in Queensland, it used to be just ergon, and more ergon. But things have chopped and changed these days. But anyway, we'll show you a few of the bits and pieces as it goes through with the whole entire process. And yeah, the electrician did a fantastic job dealing with all of this and getting it all connected and checked as well. Okay, everyone, if we didn't have enough containers here already on site, guess what? We got 2 bloody more. I tell you, it is what it is. But as you can see, the truck's somewhat larger than some of the others that come through, and we've obviously got a bit more rain. And well, where there's rain, there's mud. And yes, it begins again. Another truck to be pulled backwards and forwards and in and out. Being he's got a tilt tray, he's trying to help himself out a bit as well, but there's only so much one and the other can do, so we're also hooking up as well to give him a bit of a snig one way and the other to help him through, because as you can see, we've got a bit of gravel as well. We're trying to do the best we can. But anyway, I'll let you have a look-see and we'll go for it from there.